Biafrans, lovers of freedom. Every update is in the public. Every update is in the public. The sea has a new challenge every now and then. And as we always say, a picture speaks more than 1,000 words. When our PM visited Germany, he made it known to the whole world at large that he did not come to give you update because all the update is in the public. And now the update is in the public. We are bringing it out so that every other person will understand what we are doing and why we are doing them.
In Biafra, Africa died, and in Biafra, Africa will rise. Today, there are movements all over Africa to liberate Africa from neocolonialism. Biafra will not be exceptional. In 2011, Biafra became a charter member of the Organization of Emerging African States. And in December 2015, the Organization of the Emerging African States called on the Nigeria government to hold a referendum on Biafra self-determination within 90 days, including the option of the total independence as the Republic of Biafra, a transitional phase of not more than 180 days. My fellow Biafrans, it may surprise a lot of people to know that this actually happened. Nigeria ignored it. In 2016, the Organization for Emerging African States repeated the call for referendum as the sponsor of the All Biafran Conference of Accra, which took place in 2016. My fellow Biafrans, in October of 2020, the Organization of Emerging African States repeated its demand for referendum on Biafra self-determination to the government of Nigeria. All these calls were ruthlessly ignored by the Nigeria state. The Organization for Emerging African States, after deliberation, has endorsed the Biafra Republic Government in Exile self-referendum on Biafra for many, many reasons. And one of those reasons, or some of those reasons, are as follows. Nigeria refused to administer or permit a third party to conduct Biafra referendum. The organization also noted that the African Charter of Human and People's Rights guarantees the right to self-determination of everyone, including Biafra.
So,
Africa.
So, lovers of freedom, as you are joining, we welcome you. We welcome you because it is good. It is good that when we are doing something, the sea has a new challenge every day. Nothing is new because we have not come up with a new update. Every update is there. And what are the updates? OAU, African Union, has already recognized Biafran referendum that is going on. Then US lawmakers has already recognized Biafra referendum, and the United States of America has already recognized Biafran declaration that is about to come. Then, as we are continuing and as we are welcoming you to what we are going to analyze now, things we are going to analyze now. You people have heard it and you have seen it that Trump has already escaped assassination. That is number one. Number two is that Biafra government is number one to recognize Trump election. Biafran government, the bridge, is number one in the campaign list of Trump. Hope you are understanding. So, when we are telling you, that Biafra is a sure match, so don't just doubt, don't just do anyhow. Follow us as we are trying to analyze, to go a little deep. What we are going to show there is inside Africa and what Tinubu said and why they cannot do anything than to let Biafra go. But you know They have not started talking. Everything they are saying is there. And as is there, we have to also bring up our people that is here. Igwe Anthony is here. Chinedum Emmanuel is here. Don X to 1 is here. Igwe Anthony, the Lion of Africa, Odogu himself, is here. Then Moses Okpareke, thank you. Mazi Ogochukwu, thank you. Then Igwe Anthony, my superstar, thank you, thank you for joining. Samuel Obiya, thank you. Then Biafrans, let us continue to ride small. Please, if you have not shared, try to share. If you have not shared, try to share. If you have not hit the like button, hit the like button. We are trying to go inside Africa, and the reason PM in Germany said every update is in the public, and me and you knows every day update is in the public, and in Biafra, Africa died, and in Biafra, Africa resurrect. Every other person, when we are here preaching concerning Biafra, we told you that there is no people, there is nobody that is going to fight for Nigeria when Biafra is being declared. And we are going there now. Inside little analysis, we are coming to do now. Kingsley Washington, thank you for joining. Then we go a little, and you know also that in this program, we are critical thinkers. We are critical thinkers. So this program is made for critical thinkers, those who think critically inside them and they bring things out. Those that can put one on one to be two. You understand? Those are the people we are calling upon to join this program now. Those who can put one on one to be two. Critical thinking program. Let us go there.
West Africa, a coup center of the continent that has been reeling under violence, insurgency, and faces serious security concerns. To address these issues, on Sunday, the regional leaders met in Nigeria for the ECOWAS summit. That's the regional bloc economic community of West African states. But leaders of 3 countries were missing from the annual meet: the junta chiefs of Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso. On the eve of the summit, these 3 nations announced their own alliance, calling it a confederation of Sahel states. With this, the military chiefs gave a clear signal that they have no intention to be a part of ECOWAS. In January this year, the military chiefs announced they were quitting the bloc, but there was no official meeting. On Saturday, these leaders held their first summit in Niger's capital, Niamey, coinciding with the ECOWAS Leaders Summit.
The formal approval of the treaty creating the Confederation Alliance of Sahel states will mark the culmination of our people's aspirations to seal a union of states sharing the same challenges and ambitions on the bedrock of a Sahelian space.
Now, Niger's military chief went on to say that the people of the country have irrevocably turned their backs on ECOWAS. The 3 nations now also seek greater cooperation across a wide range of sectors. ECOWAS has responded by saying that the move risks disintegration and worsening insecurity in West Africa. It says it will push junta leaders to reconsider their decision. Otherwise, it would impose further hardships on their citizens.
We have convened this ordinary session to once again.
So, here we are coming. Those of you that knows how we analyze our videos, those who know how we analyze our videos, if you are here, please make sure you hit the like button and invite others to join. Here you will see we are Tinubu recognized that Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger supposed to be free from ECOWAS. You understand? And the reason we are telling you
Africa die, and in Biafra, Africa. In Biafra, Africa die, and in Biafra, Africa will rise. Today, there are movements all over Africa to liberate Africa from neocolonialism. Biafra.
So, are you getting it? If you are getting it, I want to be pulling out your comments. I would like pulling up your comments. Are you getting it? When we started, we told you that Chukwukika Biama is creating ways for Biafra. And after this one now, we will go to the message which our Prime Minister did in Germany. Then you will match everything together. Then every news, every update is in public. You will use your own memory and get the answer yourself. The reason Nigeria has been collapsed beyond measure. Some of us, and some of the calls we are getting now is that some people don't want to keep patient until December 2nd. They are telling PM, go and declare this Biafra because Biafra is completely free. But the reason he is waiting, best known to him, because we are working under law. So for this reason, let us begin to make it beautiful. We continue to make it beautiful. Then, Chimezie, yes, thank you. Then, Amauche, good evening. From here, Amauche, how are you doing? I'm doing great. Amauche. Then, in Biafra, Africa die, and in Biafra, Africa resurrect. But remember, the people, those stooges, they used during 1967, they cannot come and fight Biafra again. So let's hear PM, listen to everything he say in this place. That is the game.
In Biafra, Africa die, and in Biafra, Africa will rise. Today, there are movements all over Africa to liberate Africa from neocolonialism. Biafra will not be exceptional. In 2011, Biafra became a charter member of the Organization of Emerging African States. And in December 2015, the Organization of the Emerging African States called on the Nigeria government to hold a referendum on Biafra self-determination. On Biafra self-determination. We called on the Nigeria government to hold a referendum on Biafra self-determination.
African Union called on Nigerian government to give Biafra referendum, and the Nigeria refused to give them referendum. Are you understanding? Today, you remember when Mazen Nandekan, our leader, said when he went to Belgium to submit about Biafra, they told him when he is serious, they will know. And now Biafra has a prime minister. Every door has been opened. You understand now? As in the door has been opened. Now it is government in exile. Nigerian news confirmed that our prime minister has taken IPOB from nothing to something. We are showing you because every update is in the public. Nothing is hidden. Anything that is hidden depends if you are new in this struggle, then it will be hidden to you. And if it is not hidden to you, there are things you may not know. Our eyes is on the rising sun, and so as it is circulating all over the world, seeing and checking, just like today you can see that Trump have made his own speech. Now security is tripled. So that is what we are talking. We are 555 vision, visualizing everywhere. Anywhere we can see any spot, then we will identify it. Now you are seeing everything that is happening. Let us begin to show you how Nigeria is being destroyed. We go here.
Again, review the situation in our region. We are aware of the enormous challenges including terrorist activities and violent extremism, threatening to spread from Sahel region towards the coastal states, especially those that witnessed constitutional changes of government. The decision of the three Sahel countries of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger to withdraw from ECOWAS has also been noticed. Violent extremism, threatening to spread from Sahel region towards the coastal states, especially those that witnessed constitutional changes of government. The decision of the three Sahel countries of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger to withdraw from ECOWAS has also been noticed.
Are you hearing it? This is Tinubu himself, The decision Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger to withdraw from ECOWAS has been noticed. The same way he have taken note. That is why PM told him he lacked legitimacy, and the Eastern governors that renditioned Mazen Nnamdi Kanu lack the legitimacy to negotiate for his own freedom. Are you getting it? You remember here today, critical thinkers are the people we need in this place, those who can put 1 and 1 to be 2. And if you are new, you can also pay very, very attention to what we are doing, because consistency is the key. And as we are going on, we have custom. Divine Precious, thank you for joining. Thank you, Divine. And Martin Nze, God bless you. God bless Simon Eba and our leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Then, are you getting it? You know, when things is happening, anytime things is happening, you will check where it is hitting. Remember, we have it in the record. African Union has given go ahead for referendum, which our Prime Minister and the bridge is conducting. United Nations has also given their own. Then our US has also given their own. Now we are telling you now, Tinubu is telling you here now that the departure of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger is being noticed. We are taking you to a very long journey. It don't happen. Okudi over. Tinubu don't die. Then we are coming. We will be combining this thing so that everybody will know.
Within 90 days, including the option of the total independence as the Republic of Biafra, a transitional phase of not more than 180 days. My fellow Biafrans, it may surprise a lot of people to know that this actually happened. Nigeria.
Are you getting it? You know, okwu anyị bụ nkụ ụgbọ udu mmiri. Ọkọchị pụọ, a na-anyị ya nkụ. Sometimes we want to be serving Biafrans every day, but if our message is not complete, we will not come, because we are coming here to keep a message that will go generation upon generation. When they hear how Biafra is being declared, you will be able to get it, how it is happening. That is what we are doing in this place. Nnabugu Emmanuel, thank you. Ndewo Mazi, thank you. Then, here Tinubu, what he said concerning the people, the same way, Tinubu, you know that the Biafran government have sued them to court, to African court. Till today, they have not answered that call. We continue.
Now, ECOWAS is a 15-nation bloc in West Africa. It's headquartered in Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria. It was formed in 1975 to promote region's economic interest. In the next few years, the bloc shifted focus to political stability in the continent, which it believed was a prerequisite for economic stability and growth. So it also took responsibility to ensure democracy and to fight security challenges. Though it gained success, ECOWAS's performance has weakened in recent years. The bloc has not been able to mitigate.
ECOWAS, they are confirming in this place that the ECOWAS has been weakened since many years. That is why you see coup going on everywhere. And if you see what happened in Kenya, they can do protest because they are speaking in one voice. Protest cannot happen in Nigeria where you have tribal problem. That is why protests cannot happen in Nigeria. Then the young youths in Africa already know exactly what is happening. Now, African people like Uganda, like Kenya, like Burkina Faso, like Mali, like Chad, all of them are standing up because they speak in one voice. Only in Nigeria you will not find people that speak in one voice. And that's why the only way to destroy Nigeria is the system of our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and our prime minister. The only system, because at least NSAS teach a lot of Nigerians anything they should know. If Nigeria can be one, it was NSAS that's supposed to do it, but NSAS didn't do it. Time has come when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu even begin to lead the NSAS, but it couldn't hold. He told them 90 days, 30 days. If the whole Nigeria can come out and stay on the street for 30 days, then the United Nations law have to revive and bring out a law that will change everything the masses is calling of. But they cannot because Nigeria is not speaking on one voice. That is why they channel everything. Then Wike begin to slaughter people in Obibo. He slaughtered more than 10,000 people in Obibo. Are you understanding? That is the reason protests cannot hold in Nigeria. But in another angle, Nigeria will be disintegrated. And here you are seeing it, that the ECOWAS are not strong enough. And ECOWAS now need people to go on their own way. Tinubu has already confirmed it and said, yes, since Burkina Faso, Mali, Chad cannot join OAU, they are free to go. Then who is then Tinubu to stop? Who is Tinubu to stop what OAU already signed long time ago? That they should authorize referendum for the Biafran people. And let us hear it once again. Let's hear it once again. Let's hear it once again, please. All the code numbers. We hear them.
Ignored it. In 2016, the Organization for Emerging African States repeated the call for referendum as the sponsor of the All Biafran Conference of Accra, which took place in 2016. My fellow Biafrans, in October of 2020, the Organization of Emerging African States repeated its demand for referendum on Biafra self-determination to the government of Nigeria. All these calls were ruthlessly ignored by the Nigeria state. The Organization for Emerging African States, after deliberation, has endorsed the Biafra Republic Government in Exile self-referendum on Biafra for many, many reasons. And one of those reasons, or some of those reasons, are as follows. Nigeria refused to administer or permit a third party to conduct Biafra referendum. The organization also noted that the African Charter of Human and People's Rights guarantees the right to self-determination of everyone, including Biafra. Is the right to self-determination of everyone, including Biafra.
Yes. Now, you have heard it. You have heard it. This is a legitimate news which our prime minister digged out. And when we are here defending prime minister, we told you that he is under criminal investigative document. Also, remember the question he asked our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu when they had the program together. He asked our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu the letter he wrote to United Nations, Our leader Mazen Nambekano then asked him, how come you get to see that letter he wrote to United Nations? He said, forget about it. He know. And from there, our leader Mazen Nambekano then understand whom he is. Before everything you are hearing, follow Simon Ekpa, listen to him, and he is bringing a new dimension. Every other thing, we are bringing the news to you, because it is good when something is happening, you will know why that thing happened. Now we continue to go to Africa now. Now we go to Africa complete. And what they are doing here now is African Summit. The way they must allow Burkina Faso, Mali, Chad to have their own way. Let us go there now.
Coups in the region. Consecutive coups in Niger, Mali and Burkina Faso raised doubts over the bloc's goals. It has not been able to counter the surge of terrorism and insurgency in the region. It is also losing public support, with many West Africans seeing it as failing to represent their interests. The group has a history of military intervention in turmoil-hit areas, but sometimes it had been accused of mismatched timing. Now, while announcing their withdrawal from the bloc, Niger, Mali and Burkina Faso cited a few reasons. They accused ECOWAS of illegal, illegitimate, inhumane and irresponsible sanctions imposed on them after the coups. They highlighted ECOWAS' failure to assist
I am not
them
here to give
in their
update.
existential fight against terrorism and insecurity. The juntas have also argued that ECOWAS has deviated from the founding principles of the organization and is now controlled by foreign powers. This statement comes as all three military governments have expelled troops of ex-colonial power France from their nations. They have turned instead towards what they call their sincere partners, Russia, Turkey, and Iran. Niger, Mali and Burkina Faso have signed a security pact with Moscow, and Russian instructors have been training the armies for their fight against terrorism. The US is also in the process of removing all of its forces in the region. America withdrew its forces and equipment from a small military base in Niamey. Now fewer than 500 remaining troops will leave a critical drone base in Niger in August, ahead of a September 15th deadline. For now, ECOWAS does not seem to have a clear strategy in response to the action by three West African junta chiefs. Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu, who has been re-elected as the bloc's chair, has reportedly called on Senegal's new leader to serve as a special envoy with Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger without providing any details. ECOWAS leaders say the move threatens the loss of millions of dollars of funding for the bloc. As well as hampering freedom of movement, it would also disrupt the work of the long-proposed regional force to tackle terrorism in the region. However, it looks certain that the three military leaders will not join hands with ECOWAS members for dealing with their crises. Now, for more on this, we are being joined by Freedom Onuwaha.
Then, fellow Biafrans, we are inside the in-depth analysis, and you know, our PM said one time ago that he wish he can come back to start doing broadcast, to start his analysis again. But Obi, in Nigeria, Obi remains a boy, but in Biafra, Obi must to become a man. Are you understanding? So PM doesn't have time again to be analyzing all this in-depth analysis, and that's why he has the media team like us, like 247, like it's people in the space, in the X space, like Barawa, Vam, and every other person that is doing something. That's why we are doing the way we can. He cried out the other day. He said he wish he can come back to analysis, and the one we can do is what we are trying to do. Are you understanding? So you take us as you see us. Here now, this man that you are seeing his face here now is an Igbo man. He is an Igbo man. And let us hear his name first. Let's hear his name.
Convoy with Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger without providing any details. ECOWAS leaders say the move threatens the loss of millions of dollars of funding for the bloc. As well as hampering freedom of movement, it would also...
Wait, there's something we have to analyze here now. Remember, this topic today is for critical thinkers.
...towards what they call their sincere partners.
You know that when Burkina Faso, Mali, Chad removed themselves from ECOWAS under Tinubu, and Britain has to install Tinubu again to re-elect him to become the leader of ECOWAS. Now, Tinubu is trying to connect the new Senegal leader, and the Senegal leader is also a Pan-Africanist who is trying to join the Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali. Now, they are doing everything to bring out Senegal out of the interest of liberating themselves. So Tinubu is now running very close to the small boy. And in Nigeria, they don't have respect to youths. But in Niger, Tinubu can go there. Tinubu can go to Senegal and begin to embrace that guy. But the guy and his vice, they are Pan-African that is already in contact in a very strong deal with the Burkina Faso leader. Why is this thing interesting us? If you listen to what we played before, African countries are standing up to their rights so as to protect Biafra, because Biafra is the life of Africa. Remember, those people that fought against Biafra a long time ago, they have already understand that he who fights against his brother to death is for the advantage of the enemy. Now they are freeing themselves to be free. Now they are accusing ECOWAS that ECOWAS is not living up to date. They are not living up to their responsibility. Then we have to really recognize the people that is here. But we have really things to do. Then let us continue. Let us continue so that people who will copy it well. Now let us hear the name of the Igbo man for you to know the game they are playing. Let's hear the name of the Igbo man here.
Russia, Turkey, and Iran. Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso have signed a security pact with Moscow, and Russian instructors have been training the armies for their fight against terrorism. The U.S. is also in the process of removing all of its forces in the region. America withdrew its forces and equipment from a small military base in Niamey. Now, fewer than 500 remaining troops will leave a critical drone base in Niger in August, ahead of a September 15th deadline. For now, ECOWAS does not seem to have a clear strategy. In response to the action by Moscow, and Russia instructors have been training the armies for their fight against terrorism. The U.S. is also in the process of removing all of its forces in the region. America withdrew its forces and equipment from a small military base in Niamey. Now, fewer than 500 remaining troops will leave a critical drone base in Niger in August, ahead of a September 15th deadline. For now, ECOWAS does not seem to have a clear strategy.
For now, ECOWAS does not have a clear strategy. Alademma Burundinze. For now, ECOWAS does not have a clear strategy, and who is the leader of ECOWAS? That is Tinubu. Are you understanding now? There is no clear strategy, and for this reason, every other person has to go. And the Tinubu already recognized in this place that the Burkina Faso, Mali, Chad, they are free to go because they have no strategy. Neither did they have strategy to rule Nigeria. Are you getting it? Not even to, that is the reason PM told them, listen, you people lack the legitimacy. You lack the ideology to negotiate for Mazen Namdekan or to Biafra, because US, African court itself already stand for Biafra to their early word, what they said before. Are you getting it? So we are going there. Are you following?
In response to the action by 3 West African junta chiefs, Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu, who has been re-elected as the bloc's chair, has reportedly called on Senegal's new leader to serve as a special envoy with Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger without providing any details. ECOWAS leaders say the
without providing any details. Tinubu went to Senegal. He went to meet the Senegal elected president. This guy you see here now. This guy now. Sonny, I must say thanks to you. And for this, we have to recognize that Rose of Ebu is here, and Chinwe Mark MC is here. Maazi Mayor is also here. Ifeanyi Nnaji is also here. Maxwell Mwa is also here. Grace Onwubuya is also here. Ogoro Sunday John is also here. Then Nnabonya Emmanuel is here. And Okuchuku Innocent is here. Celeste, I saw Urunwa before. Urunwa, you are highly welcome. Then we are marching forward. If you have not written your comment, write it here, please. Then we can know that you are here. Now, I am special. ECOWAS will never have clear strategy because they for not think for themselves, but take orders from those that plotted them from their advantage. Yes, then Ogochukwu Okafo, thank you. Dr. Benjamin, thank you. Ogoro Sunday, it is a president of Nigeria. Yes, corruption. Now, divine precious. Osetigo. ECOWAS is slowly going down. The era of weak African leaders is over and is starting from the zoo president. One thing is that the zoo president now has been re-elected to become ECOWAS leader. And the international communities is telling you now that ECOWAS lack strategy. Are you understanding? You know, our message is clear, and clear. ECOWAS, international communities now say ECOWAS lack strategy. A na-esi n'ụlọ ama mma apụ iro. If you cannot rule your own country, the place, you know, nobody elected Tinubu to become president to start with. And how can he then become the leader of Africa? Listen to it here. Let us search for it. Tinubu.
Envoy with Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger without providing any details. ECOWAS leaders say the move threatens the loss of millions of dollars of funding for the bloc. As well as hampering freedom of movement, it would also disrupt the work of the long-proposed regional force to tackle terrorism in the region. However, it looks certain that the 3 military leaders will not join hands with ECOWAS members for dealing with their crises.
3 military leaders will not join hands to deal with the ECOWAS crisis. Are you understanding now? Try to get what we are talking. Try to get what we are talking in this place, what we are discussing. This is in-depth analysis. Not only Nigerian news we are analyzing, we go inside Africa. When we go inside Africa, at least the immediate people Nigeria is trying to use. You remember that Musa went to South Africa seeking for military support to come and fight against Biafra. It is in the news. And our Prime Minister, His Excellency, told South African president that if you release your boys to come to Biafran land, Biafran militaries will dictate each and every one of them and deal with them personal, give them personal treatment. and the land of Biafra will become their burial ground. And here we have Chukwu Onyeka. Thank you, Chukwu Onyeka, for joining. Then we have Kinsley Isaac. Thank you for joining. Chukwu Onyeka. Yes, Biafra Exodus, the Exodus movement we are into is high and top notch. Nobody can challenge. You understand? Dr. Chimasum Mighty. Thank you. William. Thank you. Hey, Flora Kubilo, I greet you, my big sister. Thank you. We are into in-depth analysis. Mazi Okechukwu, thank you. Then, if you have not write your this thing here, Kinsley Isaac, thank you. Thank you. Bere Peters, Bere Mazi, thank you. Greetings from here, from land of the rising sun. Then we go a little. We go a little before we will. We know here is where we are coming. We are coming in this place. We are coming in this place. This is area we are coming. We don't have new update. You remember, we don't have new update, but there is something you are missing in this place. Well, then we continue from here. We go.
Now, for more on this, we are being joined by Freedom Onuwaha. He is a
Freedom Onuwaha. Freedom Onuwaha. Freedom Onuwaha is the person they are going to interview now. Then let us hear him a little. Then we will play our PM. Remember, this program today is for critical thinkers, not anybody that doesn't follow Biafran struggle from beginning. And if you are new in this place, just pay attention. Then you will understand what is going on.
A professor at the Department of Political Science at the University of Nigeria.
The professor of the political science and the University of Nigeria, somebody that studied in Nigeria, you will hear what he said concerning ECOWAS and whatever that is happening. And before we continue, please, if you have not hit the like button, try to do so. We need numbers in this place. Then, if you have not shared, please share. Those that have not subscribed, please do so. Eze Soma, I greet you. I greet you. BMO of USB, greeting. Maxwell, Hancock, thank you. Some African eyes is opening. The eyes of African people are opening mightily. Just know it. And before we proceed, let us do something that the people will understand where we are going and where we are heading to. It is necessary you know where we are going and where we are heading to.
Is going to be very different. I am not here to give update. Every update we have is in the public. And I believe that if you are here watching this program, you may have been following the Biafra Liberation live and direct.
Now, let us put it very, very well. Let's put it in a place that everybody will know what we are doing. Remember, this message today is for critical thinkers. This message today is for critical thinkers. Sometimes it takes us 3 days to organize one program. That's why when we do it, people will say, man, this is special. Listen.
I am not here to give update. Every update we have is in the public.
I am not here to give update. Every update we have is in the public. And some of the strong headline is US to back a Biafra declaration in some month to come. And the US Justice of Department recognize Biafran referendum. Then Biafran referendum, African court, this OEAS, is behind Biafran referendum. Are you really getting it? That is why we don't have new update. You understand now? So if you know why we don't have new update, this is the update here because everything is in the public. The Dawn, I am here watching from Chicago. Yes, 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 yes. Emi Special. His real name supposed to be Slave Honor. Okay, we are coming there. We are coming there. The Dawn, watching from Chicago. Franklin Ihanacho, thank you for joining. Okechukwu. Then we want to read a little. Tinubu has no power to stop Biafra. Not at all. Not at all. You know that the reason we are bringing some our messages, some people never know that Biafra is gone. You understand that? That's why we are bringing all these messages that you will know. Emmanuel and more living long life, long live Biafra. Thank you. Now we don't have new update. What we have is what you already know. Let us come there again. Let us come there again.
Very different. I am not here to give update.
Not at all.
Every update we have is in the public. And I believe that if you are here watching this program, you may have been following the Biafra Liberation live and direct. My fellow Biafrans, as we approach the declaration which is to take place during our convention in Finland on the 2nd of December 2024, there are things that we must do. As we continue to protect our land, as the Biafra Defense Force increase the defense of our land, the defense of our women and our children, it is the most important thing for this government to protect the right, the properties, and of course, the life of our children in Biafra land.
So we are here. You know, deputy minister of the other room. You are welcome. Then time good. You are welcome. Then we return to where we are.
Suka.
Austin.
He is joining us live.
Austin Oji. Thank you. Thank you, Austin Oji, for writing your comment. This is what you have to use to remember to make a name for yourself, that you are here when we deliver the message. Please, let us now go back. You remember where we are. Remember, today is critical thinking analysis. Now, listen to Onuoha, what he said here now. His analysis. Let us go there.
Terrorism in the region. However, it looks certain that the three military leaders will not join hands with ECOWAS members for dealing with their crises. Now, for more on this, we are being joined by Freedom Onuoha. He is a professor.
Freedom Onuoha, a professor
at the Department of Political Science at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. He is
a professor at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. Listen, oh.
Joining us live from Nigeria. Thank you for being with us, Professor.
A professor that studied in the zoo. Are you understanding now? And we are here to teach them a lesson because ECOWAS doesn't have strategy. You heard it in this place. This is international news. Now, Machi Best Channel. Greetings, my brother. I greet you, Machi. Then happy Ume. Thank you for joining. Bere Peter. Mazi, I greet you. Then let us go there, please. Hit the like button so that the information can be generated to people. Then remember our PM cried out in public. He said he wished to go back to analysis. But in Biafran land, Obi can become a man. In Nigeria, Obi is a boy every day. It's like Peter Obi. You know that Peter Obi, since he was born, he is a boy and he is still a boy. He never grew up. You understand? But in Biafran land, Obi will become a man and they get married. That is why our PM cannot come back to analysis. And we are here doing the analysis. So if you appreciate what we are doing, we need your comment. Then, Grace Onwubeya, exactly my PM, Simon Manjoko, they greet him. No update. Yes, no update, no new update. All update is here and we are bringing it to you. Mazi Jerry Mobi, Mazi continue jumping over my name. Okay, yeah, sorry if I have jumped your name, sorry for that. Our duty here is to recommend everybody. James Onwibo, Chimezie, we gradually moving to our new Jerusalem. That is it. Then we continue now. Clement, let us go to our business now. Let's go to business. Let us hear on Freedom Onwibo.
Thank you for having me.
Let's jump right in. The leaders of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger have started their own alliance. How does this new confederation of Sahel states affect the regional stability? Will this cause disintegration in the region?
Yes, I think to a very large extent, we can really argue that ECOWAS, since its information in 1975, has never found itself at a juncture or a crossroad like this, because essentially things are moving very fast, meteoric speed in terms of the way and manner in which the three countries, that is Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, the military leaders are moving fast to exit from ECOWAS. And that in itself has a lot of implications from the point of view of international law, asserting
that Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali are moving very, very fast. Moving very, very fast to go away from ECOWAS. And do you know the reason they are going out of ECOWAS? Because ECOWAS has no strategy. Tinubu was installed as Nigerian president after he has been convicted in America. Then he, as a stooge, he signed a stooge that he will fight against the Burkina Faso, Niger, and the Mali. Then he signed that thing that he will fight them. Now, these people from Russia, they maneuvered and they pulled themselves away. And today they are creating their own new currency, which those side of Africa is going to use. That they don't have anything to do with the OAU again, because OAU lack strategy. So we are analyzing this thing the way we can, and joining it because we don't want to miss anything. We don't want to miss anything. Hear it.
For us to achieve this and make our place a better place for all of us, we must bear in mind that our blow to Nigeria state and to Nigeria terrorist state must continue to be deep. I mean,
you understand now? Because nobody, only a tree heard that is going to die and they remain at one place. Then what did this man say in this place? He said they are walking very, very fast to exit. They are walking very, very fast. Listen to him.
Like this, because essentially things are moving very fast, meteoric speed in terms of the way and manner in which the three countries, that is Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, the military leaders are moving fast to exit from ECOWAS. And that in itself has a lot of implications from the point of view of international law, asserting immediate termination of their membership of ECOWAS contravenes Article 91 of the ECOWAS revised treaty, which calls on member states wishing to exit the group to give it at least 1 year notice. And I'm sure that these three countries, I'm talking about Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, was only in January this year that they informed ECOWAS that they're exiting. And I do not think ECOWAS took that threat serious until the summit, the joint summit they had, to give it at least 1 year notice. And I'm sure that these three countries, I'm talking about Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, was only in January this year that they informed ECOWAS that they're exiting. And I do not think ECOWAS took that threat serious.
He did not think that ECOWAS took that threat very serious. Are you getting what we are talking? You know, Nigerian government didn't know how mighty Biafra has grown. They didn't know how mighty Biafra has grown. God said he will blind them. And when he blind them, then the pulpit will grow and grow wings that wild animals will cover the pulpit, which is Mazen Nandekano. ECOWAS didn't know that these people are serious. They already informed them. They already informed ECOWAS. Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali already informed ECOWAS that they are exiting. Just like Biafra already informed Nigeria that they are exiting. They still take it as a joke. Nnamdi Kanu informed them that we are exiting. They take it as a joke. They think that is what they can do under gunpoint. PM have it in the, we have it in a what we are reading now is Newsline. This is not hearsay. That when PM told them, stop using force on us, stop using force. This is not what you can do with the force. This is a question of dialogue. Go to United Nations and dialogue, or give us a free referendum. Are you really getting what is happening? And let us go there again a little. We go there again a little. So, because there is a way we teach our own teaching in this place. There is a way we do it, we repeat, so it will sink, so that every other person that didn't know how we are fighting, we really know. Okay, Chukwu Innocent, my PM, greeting you all. Then, they're not here. Church Hill, Okereke, God bless you. Martininze, I greet you. Divine, the speed is too much. All thanks to our leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and our PM. The speed, people are running very, very speedy to go away, because only a tree head that is going to die and they remain at one place. Listen to him. Listen to him again.
ECOWAS contravenes Article 91 of the ECOWAS revised treaty, which calls on member states wishing to exit the group to give it at least 1 year notice. And I'm sure that these three countries, I'm talking about Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, was only in January this year that they informed ECOWAS that they're exiting. And I do not think ECOWAS took that threat serious until the summit, the joint summit they had on the 6th of this month, wherein they have made it clear and irrevocably that they're exiting the ECOWAS. And that has a lot of implications from the point of view of international law. First,
are you hearing him? Do you hear him very, very well? They informed them. They thought that this is like buying SUV. This is not buying SUV. They are talking. This is treating about people's life, and they also try to ignore this kind one. You listen.
In our liberation going forward, as we approach November, December, must continue to be deep blow on the Nigerian terrorist state until our declaration and beyond. Nigeria has dealt with us for many years. We have seen ethnic cleansing of our people. We have seen attempted annihilation of Biafra people, including changing in demography, distorting our map without any consent from the indigenous people of Biafra.
You remember, we teach in this place, a picture speaks more than 1,000 words. And if you look inside this place very, very well, if you watch this picture very, very well, you will see Trump shooting. And do not forget that Biafran bridge, the Biafran government is number one in Trump campaign list. Are you understanding? And the Biafra will be declared 2nd December this year. You understand now? And we are not going there more. Then ECOWAS, they thought that it is a joke. And here now, all these things we are doing, it is now they started to understand that the Biafra is not joking. They thought that to buy up DOS is the thing they can do because Gowon gave them an ideology. Gowon said if he knew that all those Igbo Fulani blood can take money, he wouldn't have fight Biafran war. He will buy them with money. That is why you see DOS succumb to the call of command and control. You understand? But ECOWAS here now is telling you
I don't
that
think
they took
ECOWAS
them
will
on our
try
way.
to take any aggressive approach.
They took them on our way. So we are analyzing this thing deep, deep, deep. Remember, this program today is for critical thinkers. Join those who have the ability to join one to be two. You understand? In marriage, 1 + 1 is only 1. But to those who knows why it will be 2, that is the people that is here. Chidebere Christian, thank God I join you today. Thank you for joining live. Now, if you have not turned on the notification button, turn it on so you can be able to know when we are live. Try to get exactly what is happening in this place now. Then we have to be putting it where it's supposed to be. Now, let us hear the analysis from Africa.
January this year that they informed ECOWAS that exiting, and I do not think ECOWAS took that threat serious until the summit, the joint summit they had on the 6th of this month, wherein they have made it clear and irrevocably that they're exiting the ECOWAS, and that has a lot of implications from the point of view of international law. First, I don't think ECOWAS will try to take any aggressive approach to getting them back. Second, again, I think it raises a lot of questions as it has to do with the issue of integration, economic integration, trading, since there are some treaties that this country have signed up to that are still subsisting and their citizens are enjoying. For example, the ECOWAS Treaty on free movement of persons. And so if they have irrevocably left ECOWAS, that raises a lot of questions as to how ECOWAS is going to implement this treaty on free movement of things, and their citizens are enjoying. For example, the ECOWAS Treaty on free movement of persons. And so if they have irrevocably left ECOWAS, that raises a lot of questions as to how ECOWAS...
If they irrevocably left ECOWAS, these people have ECOWAS a long time ago, and he is here now turning back the hands of the time. If they irrevocably left ECOWAS, and they are still thinking that we are joking, they never even begin to hear this kind one we are showing in this place, that we are not joking. Listen.
Because we have entered almost the final stage of the liberation of Biafra. The world is talking about the Biafra today. We have been able to put the information, the issue of Biafra in the world global stage. We must make sure that our wrath against terrorist state of Nigeria remain invisible.
Are you getting it? Try to get what we are doing. I can see my big mama, my big sister, Stella Ibiam. Thank you, Stella, for joining. Hey, all must hail Mazen Namdekano. All must hail the bridge, Prime Minister Simon Eba. All must hail our gallant men and women. All must hail our ministers. All must hail our media outlets, and all must hail freedom. Thank you for that. Inside all this thing we are doing, it can never be possible because iko otu onye adịghị n'ihe anyị na-eme. You understand? This is why we must come together, because if you say you will do it alone, you are lying. This is iko otu onye adịghị. You understand? We get it and get it right. Yes, so you understand now. Because let us continue and joining the dots. You remember Tinubu Buhari called us the dot. We are joining the dot here now. We are joining the dot. Church Hill Okereke, yes, all hail Biafra, because equal to onye enweghị ike izu n'ihe anyị na-eme. My moral is high right now. Our PM is making us proud. Chai! 1 man in a million. That is divine precious. Divine precious equal to onya dezu is what we are doing. You understand? Good day. Obiezwe, Mike. Thank you for joining. Let us continue to connect the dot, please.
ECOWAS is going to implement this treaty on free movement of persons. But I think a much more fundamental challenge is the question about how will ECOWAS cooperate with these countries. Particularly, I'm concerned about how ECOWAS is going to develop an approach that is going to relate with Niger. Niger is quite important, as you know, and Niger is one of the 5 troop contributing countries to the multinational joint task force that is dealing with the problem of the Boko Haram in the Lake Chad region. And the implication, therefore, is that if Niger would then pull out from the ECOWAS, go ahead, please.
Right, Professor. What is the reaction by ECOWAS members to these junta-ruled nations effectively and irrevocably turning their backs on ECOWAS?
ECOWAS have actually adopted an approach that is conciliatory and forward-looking in the event of the recent announcement that they're irrevocably leaving ECOWAS, and which is quite commendable compared to the prior confrontational aggressive approach that ECOWAS took. And for the fact that ECOWAS have already mandated the president of Senegal to continue negotiation, does suggest that ECOWAS will continue on the track of diplomacy, on the track of conciliation and constructive engagement to deal with the potential exit of this trial. And I think it's in the interest of all the actors to explore more democratic, more open negotiation in terms of dealing with the problem, because that's going to create a whole lot of challenge at the strategic level, at the political level, at the security level.
There is a place here. There is a place here. There is a place here where he said the ECOWAS, ECOWAS, when they talk about ECOWAS leader, they are talking about Tinubu. That is what we are telling you here now. And the new president of Senegal, they are Pan-Africans. And Tinubu is trying to use the young president of Senegal to go and convince Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso. But Ibrahim Traoré and the vice president, they are the people. What's supposed to happen in Senegal was coup. But the coup didn't happen. This new president was in prison and the vice contested and they won. Then the president come out and become the president. Then Tinubu is trying to buy the guy over to go and convince the people that came out of hell to come back, that is in heaven to come back into hell. You know that in Nigeria, when you want to define Nigeria, Nigeria is the real symbol of hellfire. Everything you can think of hellfire is what you will find in Nigeria. And in African OAU, that is why they say today they lack a strategy. And before we continue, we want to really know which people that is here. Biafrans. Thank you, our PM. That is our Then we are here. GM, good afternoon. Then we bring people up. Mazi Mayor, thank you. Then Izugbe Media, thank you. Freedom, equal to Onye, Divine, thank you. Then the Divine, some people are sending you greetings. So we must continue. We bring people up. Yes, we must continue. Now, we are going here now for you to know exactly joining the things.
Our rod remain invisible. We will continue to deal with Nigeria, and Nigeria will not know what is dealing to them.
Yes.
And that is the invisible of the rod of Biafra people. And Nigeria will not know what is dealing to them. Of Nigeria remain invisible. Our rod remain invisible. We will continue to deal with Nigeria, and Nigeria will not know what is dealing.
Do you people remember in our program here, we told you that when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu gave us Psalm from number 1 to 150, on Psalm 56, the people of Biafra, all the people, spiritual people, those who believe in God Almighty, the mighty Chukwukike Abiama, all of them join together. Those who is strong, they join together, praying, fasting and praying that you cannot eat anything that you can. There is oil. There is oil inside. Anything that is mixed with the oil, you cannot eat it for 1 good month. Fasting and praying, dry fasting. Some people went to desert. Some people went on top of mountain. Some people went inside forest. Some people go under the sea. And on Psalm 56, 7,500 Biafran dead warriors, those that fought Biafran war genuinely, their spirit arose in Biafran land. Listen to what PM say in this place. And if anybody think he has otherwise, let him come.
Remain invisible. Our rod remain invisible. We will continue to deal with Nigeria, and Nigeria will not know what is dealing to them. And that is the invisible of the rod of Biafra people. But our rod against terrorist state of Nigeria remain invisible. Our
Are you getting what we are doing? We are connecting dots. Especially the people that will understand what we are talking here are the people who have been following our teachings long time ago. Critical thinkers are here. Then before we continue, we saw Chima Irechukwu, I salute you. Then Freedom Equal to Onye, people is sending their greetings to you. Then we salute you, Ndubiso Obi. Then Divine Equal to Onye is sending the greetings. Obinna Bros, thank you. Gal, all hail Biafra. We continue. Connect the dot again, please, because we are here to disturb your brain. We are here to worry your brain a little. Listen.
Was members to these junta-ruled nations effectively and irrevocably turning their backs on ECOWAS?
ECOWAS have actually adopted an approach that is conciliatory and forward-looking in the event of the recent announcement that they're irrevocably leaving ECOWAS, and which is quite commendable compared to the prior confrontational aggressive approach that ECOWAS took. And for the fact that ECOWAS have already mandated the president of Senegal to continue negotiation, does suggest that ECOWAS will continue on the track of diplomacy, on the track of conciliation and constructive engagement to deal with the potential exit of this trial. And I think it's in the interest of all the actors to explore more democratic, more open negotiation in terms of dealing with the problem, because that's going to create a whole lot of challenge at the strategic level, at the political level, at the security level, and even in aspect of economic cooperation. Recall also that these 3 countries constitute about 50% of the territory called ECOWAS. So exiting in such a sudden manner will really impact on the overall economic health, political health, and even the security temperature of the region. So I think conciliation, negotiation, constructive engagement hold the greatest potentials for resolving the problem.
Are you understanding what we are doing in this place? Because Iko Dezu said in this place, that's why Musa said that they can't see us, but we see them. You understand? And this man, Onoha is telling Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali to return back to hellfire. Are you understanding? Trying to use the Senegal president. One thing is this: the Senegal president is a tax collector, but his vice is more brutal and more Pan-African than himself. So for Tinubu to use the Senegal president against the people that already come out of hellfire is none and void. And we are running very, very fast to make sure that we go out of the mess. You understand? That is why the fight we are fighting is invisible. Invisible. Franklin, Flora Akobilo, Chukukita Biama, bless and keep our supreme leader, Mazen Namdekanu. Protect and direct our PM, Mazi Simon. He said, then Felice Onyeze, Udo Derege Nwachineke, Jiseke, and you too. Ndubisi, Iko to Onye sending greetings to you. Mecca. Ihe ọnụ na-ekwu. Greetings from here. Austin, thank you. Lawrence, thank you. Ikotu onye, they are sending their greetings to you. Ikotu onye ọ dị ka eje mepe no your own YouTube, because you are more famous than anybody here. Open your own YouTube so we can come and contribute. Then Freedom Ikotu onye, Lawrence Abai, greet you. See the greetings here now. Then we continue, try to get to the point what we are doing. We are joining everything together. Let us come.
Our rot remain invisible. We will continue to deal with Nigeria, and Nigeria will not know what is dealing to them. And that is the invisible of the rot of Biafra people. We must not have mercy on Nigeria terrorist state. I am telling you, the dimension that we are entering from now is that every personnel of the Biafra Defense Force must understand that going forward, we must not have mercy on Nigeria terrorist state, nor on the enemies in our land. No mercy. We must not have mercy on Nigeria terrorist state, nor on the enemies in our land.
Are you understanding that language? Nor on the enemies in our land. Those that went to church, I say there are some kind of English the Reverend Father will speak in the church. I say na ndana agwa amarago. You understand? But we should not forget that there are people that betrayed this struggle. There are people that already become politicians. There are people that is already selling our own brothers and sisters just because of command and control and political solution. You understand? Mazen Namdekan said, enemies within and without. And when the chaff will be separated, you will see the enemies within and without. Then you can be able to know how to deal with them. That is exactly what PM said in this place. And no mercy for them. Jerry Mobi. Long life, our PM. Thank you, Mayor. Then we must be protected. We continue. Frankie. Thank you. Thank you, Frankie. Then let us go back to Africa.
Yeah, and you have touched on it, but ECOWAS was formed to promote economic interests in the region and, of course, to ensure stability and democracy. However, critics say that its performance has been on the decline in recent years. What is your opinion on this, and has this perhaps led to these breakaway states?
I think I am persuaded to agree with the critics that ECOWAS has not really reinvented itself in the light of shifting geopolitical and geostrategic landscape in the region, as well as the democratic backsliding we are seeing. ECOWAS has not been forward-looking in terms of its posture, in terms of its engagement. And I say this because primarily ECOWAS was established to facilitate economic integration, and then they moved towards facilitating political stability, and then began to embrace the issue of consolidation of democracy. To a very large extent, one can argue that ECOWAS is the foremost, most developed regional economic community in Africa in terms of the tools and instruments it has articulated, in terms of normative framework it has articulated for consolidation of democracy. But in reality, I think in the last decade, ECOWAS has not been able to reinvent itself. We have seen cracks and incidents, political and geostrategic.
Are you people really following? ECOWAS has failed woefully. That is exactly what we are analyzing in this place. They failed woefully, and they have no other means than to let anybody that want to go. And the reason we are rushing very, very fast, dealing with the enemies without and the enemies within. Anybody that will stop this movement, because this is a free road. Are you understanding? This is a free road, free express for anybody that need freedom, because ECOWAS is not working. The people that need freedom are the people who wrote this document you see in this place now. This one now, let me bring it out on the top so you can see this document. You see it, it is on the headline. And that's why PM says nothing, no update, because every update is on in the public. No new update. Every update is here. Then who want to go? Let him go. Use the opportunity you have and find a way out of the bondage you are into. Then you go outside. Then this man here now, look at what he is saying. He is making it open to the whole world that the ECOWAS is not living up to their responsibility. And when the whole world has confirmed that you are not living up to the up to responsibility, then what happened? Everybody that want to go must go. Remember that Biafra is #1 campaign list to Donald Trump. Remember this thing. Remember this thing very, very well. Maybe another day, PM will analyze something in that area, then we can pick up. Tina is also here. Tina Martinus, thank you. There no freedom. Thank you. We are bringing everybody's comment up. Hilary, Madubueze. Yes, so Mazi, what the PM said on his last speech is only but the truth. Yes, we are going there. We are going there. We are going there, bringing out all the people. Burkina Faso president to understand what our PM is doing. Who said this? Mazi Mayor. These are special people God created at the time like this. Everybody that want to free himself, it is time, because ECOWAS is not working. Listen attentively. This program is for critical thinkers, those who want their brain to be hot. That is it. Then we go back there. We are not doing it for you to be like, or you to like it. We are doing it for you to hear what is happening, and you, by yourself, you can be able to connect the dots on your own. Then see it here now, how we are taking advantage of this unity in Africa to free ourselves.
Hold the greatest potentials for resolving the problem.
Yeah, and you have touched on it, but ECOWAS was formed to promote economic interests in the region and, of course, to ensure stability and democracy. However, critics say that its performance has been on the decline in recent years. What is your opinion on this, and has this perhaps led to these breakaway states?
I think I am persuaded to agree with the critics that ECOWAS has not really reinvented itself in the light of shifting geopolitical and geostrategic landscape in the region, as well as the democratic backsliding we are seeing. ECOWAS has not been forward-looking in terms of its posture, in terms of its engagement. And I say this because primarily ECOWAS was established to facilitate economic integration, and then they moved towards facilitating
which they failed. ECOWAS is instead to promote economic, and all the mineral resources the whole world is using is coming from Africa. ECOWAS failed to live up to responsibility. And remember, when Kamala Harris said that everybody that wants freedom should be free, we took advantage of it, and that message was meant to us when she was talking to Ukraine, and that message was sent to us. Now, if things is not working out, what do? You depart from there. Burkina Faso, Niger, Mali already departed from ECOWAS because it's not working. And that is exactly what we are doing. Eliezer Thomas, Biafra is already free in the spiritual realm. It left with the physical manifestation. Biafra is free. Since last year, Biafra is free. Chigozie French, I greet you. Thank you, my brother. Chukwuemeka, thank you. Then, Mazimeyo, they believe he will sign Biafra. Now we continue with our PM, because we are joining all this thing together. Okafor Peter. Hello, Fafa Vision. Welcome. Well done. Okay. Thank you. We connect the dot again, please. We connect it.
No mercy.
No mercy.
As we continue to defend our land against terrorist state of Nigeria and their foot soldiers, our happiness must always be at the tip of our sword, at the tip of our mara, at the tip of our guns. That's where our happiness should lie. As we continue to defend our land against Nigeria terrorism, our heart will always know no pity. This message today is directly to any person that is involved in our security in the homeland. This message today is directly to any person that is involved in our security in the homeland. We'll always know no pity. This message today is directly to any person that is involved in our security in the homeland.
Hey, if we have to go deep here to analyze this thing, I don't know what it will result. But we believe Nanda Agwara Amarago. There is a message flying everywhere that connects to this thing. But this message, this program today is for critical thinkers and those who understand what we are doing. You understand? Then we are going forward. Peter Okafor, thank you. Then City Boy, good evening from here. City Boy, we are here. Then let us divert to Africa again. You remember that Africa has been hijacked and they gave birth to all these DOS, the children of Ohaneze Ndigbo, working under the elites and the Eastern governors. They are the people that give birth to those DOS, the people that sold Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And today, you can hear them. They say their interest is now the adjoining politics with Ifeanyi Uba. Are you understanding? So, this message our PM delivered is for people, anybody that is on the defense side. And our message is to make sure it clink to their ear for them to know, because Obinna Marshall, thank you. Mayor. Spiritual control. Yes. There are messages we can play, but we cannot analyze. Mana, this program is for critical thinkers. Are you understanding? Victor, I spent a lot here. Then Owabo Felix, good evening. Then we go on, please. We go on.
Political stability, and then began to embrace the issue of consolidation of democracy. To a very large extent, one can argue that ECOWAS is the foremost, most developed regional economic community in Africa in terms of the tools and instruments it has articulated, in terms of normative framework it has articulated for consolidation of democracy. But in reality, I think in the last decade, ECOWAS has not been able to reinvent itself. We have seen tracts and incidents of, ECOWAS is the foremost, most developed regional economic community in Africa in terms of the tools and instruments it has articulated, in terms of normative framework it has articulated for consolidation of democracy. But in reality, I think in the last decade, ECOWAS has not been able to reinvent itself. We have seen
in the last decade, ECOWAS has not been able to activate itself. ECOWAS is dead. And nobody want to stay there at all. I hope, anyway, in comment section, we know that a lot of people that is under critical thinking capacity are the people that is here. You are understanding what is happening. The enemies outside and the enemies within, these are the people we are fighting. You understand? Mana, our adage says, iro no n'ụlọ ka iro no n'iro njọ. That is why God is making space in African countries that a lot of people will pull out from OAU so that Biafra will emerge. We continue to bring out people's comment. We bring them out up. Martin Nze. God bless Mazen Namdekano. God bless Amon Ekpa and all the real people of Biafra. Thank you. Ogochukwu Okafo. Nigerian government wants you. Then okay, Kevin too little. See, Rosaline Igwe 555 Vision, greetings and more wisdom. Thank you. Then let us go to PM. When we go to PM, try to hook up something from there, because this message, we cannot analyze it.
There will be no pity against anything Nigeria within Biafra land. Our heart must know no pity.
Hey.
I want you to understand that our cry of war will be given for our country, Biafra, which is now finally caught in the Nigeria and British chain of slavery, decade of slavery. Our defiance will not be passed until the Biafra people and the Biafra nation are free. My fellow Biafrans, when the rest of the indigenous people in Nigeria or other ethnic group, as you may call them, and the land, they continue to hang their heads as they bow to the terrorism of the Nigeria state. We, the brave, from the land of brave, called Biafra. We, the lions and lioness of the emerging state and the United States of Biafra, believed in our chests. We have denied 1,000 pains since the amalgamation of Nigeria. But only one proud, holy thought, which is that as we approach the 2nd of December declaration of the restoration of independence state of Biafra, Biafrans, we must rise against Nigeria terrorist state. We must rise against Nigeria terrorism, against our people and our land. We must rise against the massacre of our people by the Nigeria state in Biafra land, like the revenge of the Kullervo. For many people do not understand the Kullervo concept. Kullervo dagger and melee pros deals high damage, very high damage size. The Kullervo size the power of treachery to slake his thirst for revenge. In Kullervo, even the kingdom cannot shelter you from your sin. If you die 10,000 deaths, and your crimes will still pursue you. In Kullervo,
you see, in this Kullervo, that is the area we are going to analyze another day. This Kullervo, this Kullervo PM is talking about here, we will analyze it another day. And before we will analyze this Kullervo, we need to go and bring the book of Kullervo and study everything concerning Kullervo. Then we will come and make it public to people. That is how we do. And that is what we stand. Remember that the PM cried in the public. He said he wished he can go back to analysis again. But he has no time because Obi is no more a boy. Are you understand? In Biafran land, Obi is a man. Obi will grow and become a man. That is why PM don't have time to analyze again. And this Kullervo, we will analyze it in this place. Then people will understand. Then we can be able to analyze this video. But remember, this message is one of the strongest since we started this movement. You remember, since we started this movement of Biafra, this message is one of the top. Then we play it a little, then we will go again to Africa.
Even the kingdom cannot shelter you from your sin. If you die 10,000 deaths, and your crimes will still pursue you. That is exactly what Kullervo does.
Kullervo.
We have opened that chapter in the Biafra liberation.
Yes.
Your crime can never.
You know, Kullervo is completely the law of Moses. Kullervo, if you do me, I do you. And if I do you, I will say turn back and do you again. That is Kullervo. And we will analyze Kullervo with this video again when the ground is very, very okay. We will analyze it again. I can see Amy Sami, there is nothing will make me not to say thanks to you and welcome. And the Chidebere, Christian, our eyes must be on the rising sun. Our eyes is there. And as it's going, we are flying all Africa. Are you understanding? So we go Africa now.
Tendencies on the part of West African leaders who were elected, and then they wanted to undermine the democratic process. And we didn't see ECOWAS come out strongly to call out to these African leaders. I can quickly mention the experience of Guinea, under Alpha Conde. And again, you can easily mention the most recent was the very tragic experience West Africans was looking at the way and manner things were progressing in Senegal. And if not that Senegal has a very robust civil society and a very highly professional military, I think Senegal would have also joined the League of West African countries under military rule. So I think ECOWAS need to reinvent itself. ECOWAS need to adopt, a forward-looking posture, need to be prepared.
ECOWAS need to renegotiate. They need to invent themselves again and all those things. And you know why ECOWAS is dead since a decade ago? Because Nigeria, Fulanis dominated the seat of ECOWAS and they handed over the power of ECOWAS to Tinubu. Tinubu, nobody elected him. And that is why every other person is taking advantage of living and finding his freedom. You understand now? Because in anything we are doing, we are looking for freedom equal to onye adezunihe anyị na-eme. Then Obinna Marshall 555 Vision, please give me your WhatsApp account. I will move. Okay, I move from Iraq to nah. Then man, go to our Obinna Marshall. Go to any WhatsApp group. You will see 555 Vision there. You will see my number. Then you connect me there. Thank you. Then Roseline, thank you, Roseline. Then we continue. Then we go to Africa.
Courageous enough to call out West African leaders that are actually displaying all these tendencies of unconstitutional changes of government, tenor elongations, manipulation of the electoral process, because in itself, these undemocratic tendencies in member states are raising a whole lot of crisis for ECOWAS.
Right. Thank you very much for being with us on First Post Africa and for bringing us all the latest.
Thank you so very much.
So you can see the news finished there. But now, Biafrans, Biafra, I would like to go back to this message of PM so that everybody will really get the key of everything we are doing without hesitation. Please allow me to.
Every update we have is in the public. And I believe that if you are here watching this program, you may have been following the Biafra Liberation live and direct. My fellow Biafrans, as we approach the declaration which is to take place during our convention in Finland on the 2nd of December 2024, there are things that we must do. As we continue to protect our land, as the Biafra Defense Force increase the defense of our land, the defense of our women and our children, it is the most important thing for this government to protect the right, the properties, and of course, the life of our children in Biafra land. For us to achieve this and make our place a better place for all of us, we must bear in mind that our blow to Nigeria state and to Nigeria terrorist state must continue to be deep. I mean, our liberation going forward as we approach November, December, must continue to be deep blow on the Nigeria terrorist state until our declaration and beyond.
Fellow Biafrans, you know, no matter however things is going, we teach in this place concerning a picture speaks more than 1,000 words, and the treasure is hidden in an open place. Not only that you are hearing what PM is saying, but if you remove your ear and you go inside his heart, you will then understand how he used to leave Finland. He will left Finland and he will go inside the DSA dungeon and take information inside the heart of our leader Mazen Nandekan. That is when you will understand what he said in this place. Are you getting it? Let me sum it. Then it is the only way we can survive. We go inside the deep, inside him. Listen, I want to bring it very, very well that people will now understand deep of this message. One of the top message he ever released. And here is the game. He said it the other day that by now, this July will be very, very hot. Look at his face.
Nigeria has dealt with us for many years. We have seen ethnic cleansing of our people. We have seen attempted annihilation of Biafra people, including changing in demography, distorting our map without any consent from the indigenous people of Biafra. Because we have entered almost the final stage of the liberation of Biafra. The world is talking about the Biafra today. We have been able to put the information, the issue of Biafra in the world global stage. We must make Biafrans, including the opportunity to excel in life and live a better life than every other person in Africa. This generation of Biafra fighters, of which you and I are opportune to be part of. We inherited this war that we are now fighting today, defending ourselves. We shall fight and finish it. We shall pass not the war onto our children, but sweetly those destinies of this war. And a new table will be born of Biafra, which will grow, charge, and triumph. Therefore,
so we continue. Am I being heard, please?
Biafra people in Germany, I call on you, Igbos. I call on you, Efik. I call on you, Ibibios. I call on you, Ogoni, and in Jos in Germany and beyond. There is only one Biafra, and its ideal cannot be removed by sheer of force or by sheer of gun or by shears of barrels of the gun and bullet of the Nigeria terrorist state. This Biafra remain Biafra. It remain our nation. And we must not allow the share of the Nigeria forces to force us away from our own freedom and the land of the rising sun. I repeat, I call on you, Igbos, Efik, Ibibio, Ogoni, and in Jos in Germany and beyond. There is only one Biafra, and its ideal cannot be removed by sheer force away from under the old eastern region sky. Its sun is rising very fast, and the dragon flag of the Biafra Defense Force is carried by the strong hand of the Biafra Liberation Army and the Biafra Defense Forces over the roars of the bloody battlefield in the eastern part of Nigeria, Biafra land. From the southeast to the rising shore of the Bight of Biafra, today the Biafra Bakassi Peninsula up to the Gulf of Guinea. We shall control our territory and our waterways. For us to do this, you must know that resources, finance, physical commitment, and otherwise is needed for us to achieve this goal that will benefit our generation and unborn generation of Biafra people. Biafrans in Germany, if you know what freedom is all about, this time you come forward and support the liberation of Biafra with whatever you have. We will make sure that our bullet will never run out of bullet. The Biafra Defense Force will never run out of bullet. It is the responsibility of you and I to make sure we do not just come to Europe to enjoy the freedom that they fought many years ago and allow our people to perish. The time for propaganda is over. Time for castigation is over. It's time we make sure that our bullets are always full in their cans. Nothing is too small. The sacrifices we have made is paying off. And today, the world is talking about Biafra.
Yes, lovely Biafrans. You know, there have been a time when PM called people. He said, "No, why na happy? And happy yamboro. There is a message I want to play. Then I will go to the security part of it. Then our program will have a good ending. I want to really know if I can get to the part.
And Nigeria will not know what is dealing to them. And that is the invisible of the wrath of Biafra people.
Mm-hmm.
We must not have mercy on Nigeria terrorist state. I am telling you, the dimension that we are entering from now is that every personnel of the Biafra Defense Force must understand that going forward, we must not have mercy on Nigeria terrorist state, nor on the enemies in our land. We must not have mercy on Nigeria terrorist state, nor on the enemies in our land. We must not have mercy on Nigeria terrorist state. I am telling you, the dimension that we are entering from now is that every personnel of the Biafra Defense Force must understand that going forward, we must not have mercy on Nigeria terrorist state, nor on the enemies in our land. No mercy. As we continue to defend our land against terrorist state of Nigeria and their foot soldiers, our happiness must always be at the tip of our sword, at the tip of our mara.
Yes, Biafrans, we believe that you get that message very, very well. We believe you get that message very, very well. We recorded it here, and do not say you didn't hear. We must protect Biafran land at all cost. Tutogene iko tuonye ezuhoniha neme. Geoffrey Ohanyere. Yes. Then we bring everything up before we go to another place. We want to bring another thing. We want to bring up another thing to Biafrans. So please do bear with us. as we bring up things, what you have just heard now. Let us bring it. Please, today is critical thinking analysis. Just keep it here now. Here.
On the enemies in our land. No mercy. We must not have mercy on Nigeria terrorist state. I am telling you the dimension that we are entering from now.
So, please hold it here now. Let me change program. Don't go away, please. Let us hold it here. Today is critical thinking analysis, and let us bring something else. Let us bring something else to hit to this place where we are now, so that everybody, Amana Jehovah is Lord. You know, that Jesus Christ is Lord. That is what we are talking about. We are not here joking. We are here bringing the gospel to Biafrans, so that everybody will know exactly what we are doing. Don't go, please. Don't go. Don't go, please. We have the message. Here is it.
niile ụmụ nwoke mgbe niile ụmụ nwoke ụmụ nwaanyị kwutukwana enwere ike na nke ikpeazụ azụ ihe adị mma maka na otu onye si na dị Igbo ọ dịzị ka ụmụ nwoke kpụ n'ihu nkwa kemgbe ha bụ onye isi ala ha bụ osote onye isi ala ihe adịghị agaje ọ dịzị ka oge eruola mgbe ụmụ nwaanyị ga-eweghara ọnọdụ mana ka anyị gatagadu n'ala Igbo n'ihi na ama m na oge abụlụ oge ị na-ala ala Igbo mgbe ọbụla m kpọrọ gị ma ị nọ ga-enugwu.
Please, if you are not understanding the Igbo we speak here, but with ideology, you will understand exactly what we are dealing on is what is going on here. Nigerian IPOB Nigeria, the Igbo elites, Igbo governors, Igbo representatives, Ohaneze and Igbo, the way they call on Fulani, Boko Haram, and their police to dominate our land, killing people, forcing people sit at home, is being reviewed in this place. You may have heard it, and as we are showing our faces during this struggle, we need to be keeping all these things in our own record because of tomorrow. You understand? Because Unkucha, Aboro, Ojo. If you have not heard it, pay attention. You will see the people that is causing insecurity in Nigeria and what PM just said. Pay attention, please. Don't go away. It's being reviewed here. Let us go there, please. It's being reviewed. Everything is being reviewed. Go there.
Ino imo n'ihi na nwere otu ihe maọbụ ịbụọ ị gara ime kedu ka isiri hụ army checkpoint ndị juru n'ala Igbo ebe ọbụla ịfụrụ n'ala Igbo n'ihi na ama m na ọ bụrụgodị na ị na-efu ụgbọelu ala Igbo eru ha na ị na-eji ụgbọala gagharị kedu ka isiri hụ checkpoint ndị a niile aka nri aka ịkpa ọ bụghị naanị ndị amị ndị uwe ojii mgbe ụfọdụ ilegide checkpoint ihu ilegide ka ndị amị na checkpoint na ụgbọala ha niile si kwụla ichebe dị iche iche n'ala Igbo ị na-ajụsị ana alụ agha ama m na gị onwe gị ahụ gị ha ọtụtụ oge kedu ka isiri hụ nka
ndewo ada Igbo jeje mba ndị amị nọ n'ala Igbo isi m kwuo dịka nyocha ole na ole nyochagoro ma dịka ndị bekee si ekwe encounter mị na ha nwegoro oge dị iche iche ndị amị nọ n'ala Igbo dịka nwere ozi ezighi iche ga-arụọ n'ala Igbo ọ bụdị maka insecurity ọ bụdị ya then ịbịakwala ya na nyocha bụ na insecurity nke nọ n'ala Igbo bụ aka mere aka mere ya.
Thank you.
Ihe anyị na-ekwu okwu asị ekwu na ama m ihe niile m ndị press m ekwu na nsị ọ dị mma ka ekwu maka na ọnọdụ anyị na ala Igbo kịta bụ ikwuo eziokwu asị weta gị ka egbuo ịgba nkịtị a na-egbukwe gị egbu aka na mma ka ichiwezene maka na ọkwa sị na ihe eji ebekwa n'akwa abụrọ ka ihe ji anaha ya kama na ọkwa ụwa nụrụ olu ya.
She said in this place that the press, remember, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu says, give Nigerian journalists money. He will tell you that Satan is godliness. She said in this place that they told her not to speak what her eyes.
Aka mere ya. Ihe anyị na-ekwu okwu asị ekwu na ama m ihe niile m ndị press m ekwu na nsị ọ dị mma ka ekwu maka na ọnọdụ anyị na ala Igbo kịta bụ ikwuo eziokwu asị weta gị ka egbuo ịgba nkịtị a na-egbukwe gị egbu aka na mma ka ichiwezene maka na ọkwa sị na ihe eji ebekwa n'akwa abụrọ ka ihe ji anaha ya kama na ọkwa ụwa nụrụ olu ya. Anyị nọkọtara bilite n'ụra nụzie anụwa unknown gọọmenti. Anyị na-ajụ gịnị bụ unknown gọọmenti ebe ka ha si ụwa niile mana ndị Igbo abụrọkwana ndị na-enwe tout mma ha si na ndị omekome anọ n'ala Igbo mana anyị ejighị ike enwe ụmụ okorobịa na-enwe ihe ha na-arụ nke bụ na ha ga-enwe efe mpaghara. Anyị wee na-enyo gịnị bụ ihe nke a ịkpụrụ ndị amị butere anyị na a na-akwụsị sit at home na a na enwere unknown gọọmenti ha na-echedo mana Chika nwanne m nyocha nke anyị nyocha laa n'ụlọ nyocha kpagharịa ala Igbo na sit at home bụ ndị amị na-akwado sit at home. Ndị amị bụ ha na-eme enforce sit at home maka na mbọchị sit at home a bụ na enwere unknown gọọmenti ha na-echedo mana Chika nwanne m nyocha nke anyị nyocha laa n'ụlọ nyocha kpagharịa ala Igbo na sit at home bụ ndị amị na-akwado sit at home. Ndị amị bụ ha na-eme enforce sit at home maka na mbọchị sit at home a bụ na ịkpagharịa pụta ebe ndị amị nọ ihe ha ga-eme gị ọ dị ka ọ dị ha nwere ebe ha na-ablọk ụzọ bikos oge anyị nara aga kọva sit at home anyị pụtara n'ọlụ fụ na ndị amị ji ọtọsị mechie ụzọ. Ajụba ndị amị eleba n'ihe unu ji wee mechie ụzọ asị m na ọ bụkwa na ndị isi na bịa gbaa ha egbe nsị ahụ eche m ha nwa ka unu ji bịanụ ka ụzọ na-aga aga ma ọ bụ na unu lakpuo unu hapụrụ ndị mmadụ ha na-emenụ sit at home unu abịazie blọk ụzọ nke pụtụ na unu nwa na-emezi ya enforce. Enwe nwa okorobịa pụtara ugbo a na-anaghị ihe dị mkpa pụta iwu n'ọnụ unu agbagbuo ya saa anyị na ọwụ IPOB ihe a ka ihe me na ha kpara. M weta deeti ahụ ịkpọpụta ndị na-eche nche n'ọlụ mbọsị ahụ ha ga-agwa gị na-ezie nọ ihe me na ha kpara. M wee si ebe ahụ pụta na Ọsụmohu ndị nke Ọsụmohu wee tụghachicha ihe niile m wee na-ajụba ebe m na-eje ngwa ha ebe m na-eje ajụgide m na-ajụrụzi m na famili m na-achị ha nna m biko ịjụgide mmadụ unu atụlele paspọtụ m tụlee ihe niile fụ ịjụzi m ebe m na-aga so unu nwa na-ewetasi infọmeshọn na-enye kidnappers nke a mere eme ihe ahụ nkata na ha kpa so unu nwa na-enye kidnappers infọmeshọn onye unu na-agafe n'ala Igbo unu nakọcha infọmeshọn unu na-enye maka anyị na-awọnda ka eti ka ihe a si eme so ọnọdụ ọjọọ ka unu na-anya ebe a in fact ha chọrọ ịgba m egbe mbọsị anwa nya iji saa ajụjụ ịjụrụ m ndị amị anọghị n'ala Igbo ka Igbo niile na-anụ olu m tata nụrụ obodo ọbụla ala abịa ha jee mara ka ha ga-eji chekwa abịa ha na-anọghị n'ala Igbo ichekwa ala Igbo ha bịara ihe ọzọ ha bịara ịkpara ego gbaa anyị nkịtị ihe ha mere ihe ahụ ọkwụnụ chọrọ sit at home
on this 14th day of July.
Ọkwụnụ chọrọ ime mkpọtụ unu ga-alụgbuso onwe unu so anyị na ndị gọvanọ ha mezie ihe ha na ndị unknown gọọmenti ha mee ihe achịrịzie chịtawere ndị ụmụ okorobịa na-enwe ihe ha mere ọkwe na ghọta anyị nọ na-enyocha ihe ofu onye wee pụta na Naịjirịa sị na federal gọọmenti si ya mere engage ichedo South East and anyị ma onye kwuru okwu a ụdị mmadụ ihe ọ bụ na ụdị sekuriti o nwere ike ịwụbazi na South so anyị anaghị achọzi unknown gọọmenti and onye akwụkwe na ha na ndị amị na-arụkọ eziokwu na ndị amị pụtara sị ha amakwa ha onye ahụ mana
everybody knows about it. Since she don't want to call the name, this is When Asare Dokubo came and make it open, it was Asare Dokubo that recruited the people, and Asare Dokubo said that Buhari contracted him, and they joined with Bubago and the IPOB Nigeria, which is DOS. You see everything that is going on here, and we are bringing it and coupling everything. If you have not heard it, we are keeping it on the record so that everybody will know what we are doing. We continue.
Ano mana anwụrụ ọkụ enweghị ọkụ na-anaghị enwe anwụrụ ọka dị ekwu na nkịtị mana ka ekwuru ihe afụ m ka emere onye nwa amadi arrest n'obo ndị amị ebubo so anyị wee sị mba na onye dizi anyị ịchọ ndị bụ unknown government anyị amarago ndị bụ unknown government ngwa ndị amị ụlọ labazie n'ọrụ na ngwugwu ebe ọ bụ na ụlọ achọpụtago ndị bụ unknown government na unknown government bụ onye ụlọ kpọrọ onye dị ka ọ dị bụ ihe egbe chikwo ya na South East biko mgbe e nyere onye ọra enwere ka esi wee gwa anyị na a na-akpọta ụdị onye a ga-eche ụnụ nche kedu ka ị ga-eji zụrụ mmadụ zụbaga ya bịa chie mmadụ nche mmadụ amara onye na-eche ya nche nke a gosiri na ọnọdụ ndị amị na ihe na-eme na South East ndị kpọtara ndị a ma ndị kpọtara ndị amị bụ ndị ma ihe ha na-eme na South East mana anyị nwa bụ ndị South East a na-eche nche anyị amara
from the indigenous people of Biafra.
Ibe ya bụ
because we have entered almost the final stage of the liberation of Biafra. The world is talking about the Biafra today. We have been able to put the information, the issue to Nigeria state and to Nigeria terrorist state must continue to be deep. I mean, our liberation going forward as we approach November, December, must continue to be deep blow on the Nigeria terrorist state until our declaration and beyond. Nigeria has dealt with us for many years. We have seen ethnic cleansing of our people. We have seen attempted annihilation of Biafra people, including changing in demography, distorting our map without any consent from the indigenous people of Biafra.
So we are connecting the dot because if you want to tell the story, you will know exactly what you are telling people in the public. Let us go there.
Ha buru nke ha unu ga-akwawatinye bụ mgbọ agba unu eburuzie egbe unu chedozie n'ihu community na-akpọtara unu ka unu bịa chedo gbawa ọkụ gbagbuo ụmụ nwaanyị anyị bịa nyewezie ihe enyo na ihe akpara abụzikwaghị ihe a na-eme iji maatụ ọlụ achọlụ ụmụ okorobịa nọ n'ọlụ gbuo more than 500 maka ndị amị bụ onye ha kpara aka ọ ga-alọtakwa sọsọ n'ala Igbo ka a na-eme youth arrest egbuo ya na-atra ihe na-akpọghị aga ụlọ ikpe ha chọlụ feje mba nnọ mekwe ihe na nke mba nnọ ka anyị chọrọ ịnwụ ụmụ nwaanyị ka anyị gbakọtasị mba o ihe akarịzịa orukwe mbọsị a agbagbuo ha na Aba ndị anyị nọ na ndị agha gbagburu bụ ndị Igbo anyị na-ajụzi ka eji ka o jizi bụrụ mbọsị nnanụ ndị Igbo nọ na che ihe na nke mba nnọ ka anyị chọrọ ịnwụ ụmụ nwaanyị ka anyị gbakọtasị mba o ihe akarịzịa orukwe mbọsị a agbagbuo ha na Aba ndị anyị nọ na ndị agha gbagburu bụ ndị Igbo anyị na-ajụzi ka eji ka o jizi bụrụ mbọsị nnanụ ndị Igbo nọ na checkpoint ka e mere atak gbagbuo ha ncha mana ị na-aga na checkpoint nọ n'ala Igbo bụ ndị Hausa ka ga na-afụ oruzie mbọsị agbaziri ndị Igbo echezi ka eji ihe eji wuru site sọsọ ndị Igbo ka a chere nwunye na checkpoint adị wee ha na Aba ndị anyị nọ na ndị agha gbagburu bụ ndị Igbo anyị na-ajụzi ka eji ka o jizi bụrụ mbọsị nnanụ ndị Igbo nọ na checkpoint ka e mere atak gbagbuo ha ncha mana ị na-aga na checkpoint nọ n'ala Igbo bụ ndị Hausa ka ga na-afụ oruzie mbọsị agbaziri ndị Igbo echezi ka eji ihe eji wuru site sọsọ ndị Igbo ka a chere nwunye na checkpoint adị wee gba ha gbagbuo ụmụ anyị burukwe amọ tank debe na-aga na-ekpuo ụmụ anyị n'ụlọ isi mba ihe a mmiri a karịa garị anya ka anyị bụ ụmụ nwaanyị ji wee tipụ ọsọ pụọ n'ụmụ anya sị ngwa ha labazie anyị achọsị ka a na-agbagbu ha ebe ọ bụ na onye gara iku nwa nwa ọ bịara iku nwa ya ka ọ na-akpa ya lawa ebe ọ bụ na ndị nwanne na-egbu anyị egbu na-awakpu anyị akpọta ụnụ ka ụnụ bịa gbuo ha ha gbuzie ụnụ enyekwere ha aka na-egbu anyị ngwa lawazie nnụ ka anyị rịawa n'ofu maka non gọọmenti anyị ama na onye nwe non gọọmenti apụta agba ya jido achịchadedekụbọ onye achịchewe South East.
Enwere ihe kwutere ụmụahịa enwere ọgbakọ gị na ụmụ nwaanyị nwere n'ụmụahịa gbasara ya bụ ka ndị amị si akpa mkpa n'ala Igbo
pụtara na AIT pụta na Arise newspaper niile buru ya anyị pụrụ n'ụmụahịa chiko federal gọọmenti sị ha biko ọnọdụ ndị amị a adụ azụ anyị mma biko ọsọ ọrụ asị ha bịa rụọ nke mbụ bụ na ha pụtụbeghị tatum ha pụtụbeghị unknown gọọmenti na ndị omekome.
On this 14th day of July, is going to be very different. I am not here to give updates. Every update we have is in the public. And I believe that if you are here watching this program, you may have been following the Biafra Liberation live. And
I believe that everybody is getting it now, where this news came from. YPM says, everything is in the public. I believe now, because in this place, before we go off, we will make sure that our message is stick inside. The reason he said everything is in the public, no new news. There is nothing anybody can do. The truth has been taken the right position from divine. Then please connect the dot now, complete now. Then we will continue from the other side.
Direct. My fellow Biafrans, as we approach the declaration which is to take place during our convention in Finland on the 2nd of December 2024, there are things that we must do. As we continue to protect our land, as the Biafra Defense Force increase the defense of our land, the defense of our women and our children, it is the most important thing for this government to protect the right, the properties, and of course, the life of our children in Biafra land. For us to achieve this and make our place a better place for all of us, we must bear in mind that our blow to Nigeria state and to Nigeria terrorist state must continue to be deep. I mean, our liberation going forward as we approach November, December, must continue to be deep blow on the Nigeria terrorist state until our declaration and beyond. Nigeria has dealt with us for many years. We have seen ethnic cleansing of our people. We have seen attempted annihilation of Biafra people, including changing in demography, distorting our map without any consent from the indigenous people of Biafra. Because we have entered almost the final stage of the liberation of Biafra. The world is talking about the Biafra today. We have been able to put the information, the issue of Biafra in the world global stage. We must make sure that our wrath against terrorist state of Nigeria remain invisible. Our wrath remain invisible. We will continue to deal with Nigeria, and Nigeria will not know what is doing to them. And
now we continue. We continue. I believe now you are getting the real point, please.
Kam ruru na mgbidi mpọsị anyị na-aga ime ihe asa na-elotu si elotu were nwayọọ loto were ụkwụ na-aga onye amịsị m krọsọ na iro m na-aga ma ekwesịghị ga m chikwas na-ele hụ na pịtịpịtị na mpịtịrị mmiri ka ndị mmadụ na-aga m si mba n'ọnwụ mmiri asị m ga ebe a m si mma mme ndị anụ ụlọ nwụchichi na pịtịpịtị na ajọrọ kwa ndị ekwo kpọta ụlọ hie mmiri ya dọ isi na mma mmekwa ya mma mgba shoe white nchi Lagos na-alọta gaa na mpịtịrị mmiri ya na-adọ ihe onye isi ewepụta nkọ ya ọsụ m si ebe ahụ si na mụ ama nsi aga ọ gịnị ka anyị mere unu ọ gịnị ka anyị mere unu anyị ụzọ ohu maka na onyonyo treatment a na-enyezi ndị Igbo dịka anyị bụzọ oru ha na-eme ndị mmadụ civilians na ha kwesịrị ịdị na-protect mina onye isi ọfụ ka ọ dị ka ọ dị ndị mmadụ kwụrụzie ndị agha na-agazi na mmiri na-eleti m na ha baa ka anyị na ha na-eme fim na express egwu aba ha ọsị m ọya go ngabara onwe m pụta na nke ọzọ ọsị madam cross nsị anyị ji eji onye isi ya ọkpọ m ehi ya na ọkpọ m foolish woman cause idiot nsị ya thank you very much sir ị ga-akpọnụ m idiot enwere m dị mkpa ha ka gị n'ụlọ ihe ka m na-ekwuzi n'obi m na-akpọtazi ndị amị ka ha na-akparị ụmụ nwaanyị ile na checkpoint anyị na ụmụ nwaanyị na-erecha ihe ebe ahụ otu aka ga na-atụwasị anyị ụmụazị ime because ha ruo ha mee go slow adị ka ha na-ere ahịa a na-eme ya free ihe ha na-eme atụ no wait the same market ha na-eme ya free ma ụmụ ndị omume ụmụazị amaghị m ma ndị na ọ dị m ka ndị na-achị achị maka na ha bụrụ na siren ha pụta emepere ha ụzọ ndị isi na-achị achị aghọtasịrọ arụrụmala ndị amị na-arụ ihe m ji wee doo m anya wụ na mgbara moto la mgbe ha sa na-eme sitatom 2 weeks kpagharịa ala Igbo niile show were alandịrị m nọ were with flight that first August ka ha kara ihe ahụ land ya shebe a buru moto shọlụ makpuo Enugu no shọlụ tisi Anambra si Anambra wụpụta Enugu si Enugu pụta Abia steeti chikwa Abia lọta sọsọ ebe m na-aga wee Ebonyi steeti wee fụ na sitatom bụ ndị amị na-eme enforce sitatom bụ ndị amị na-eme enforce sọsọ ebe dị too free wu Enugu to Onitsha on Monday sitatom ma ebe ọzọ ị hụrụ Imo steeti ị hụrụ part of Anambra steeti ihe ndị amị ji ndị mmadụ eme nsị gị ha agbacha na ha akọkọcha na egbe gbaa m n'ọsụ m ohu nweta deeti mbọsị ihe a mere ịkpọpụta ndị a mụ na ha mere ihe m na ha megidere ha anana m ka moto m nso ha na ọgwụ unu nwa ọnụ gọọmenti na-juru n'ime ọhịa ebe a unu bụ amọta nke ole why not iburu amọta nke wakpo ime ọhịa chụsịsịa ha so ị natacha m ebe m si kịta unu enye ha bịa ṅụrụ m ka ọkụkọ ya wụọ na kidnapping nọ ka ezi ka ndị amị ji wee ju na South East ruo anyị niile kidnapping na ochi na ama eju ebe niile a na-agba ndị ọdọ ma anyị na-anụcha na Fulani herdsmen na-achụsị ndị mmadụ n'ubi ifu ha na mbọsị asị na-egburu mmadụ akpụkpọ ndị amị n'ime ọhịa ka ha ga mee those criminals iruo from Onitsha to Enugu ndị bi ebe ahụ ụmụ okorobịa ndị Awụsa na-enwe ihe a na ha arụ de na-eme kidnapping n'ebe ahụ ịmakpụ na ndị nearest village ga mewe arrest enwere na arrest.
So Biafrans, please, we are doing something very, very interesting. We
will continue to deal with Nigeria, and Nigeria will not know what is doing to them. And that is the invisible of the wrath of Biafra people. We must not have mercy on Nigeria terrorist state. I am telling you the dimension that we are entering from now is that every personnel of the Biafra Defense Force must understand that going forward, we must not have mercy on Nigeria terrorist state, nor on the enemies in our land. We will continue to deal with.
So we continue. This is for your own brain, for you to know.
Exactly I see them and outside, but I have Juna South East. So when I went deep, they can't do Joromo. enwere ihe a na-eme na South East mana anyị nwa bụ ndị Igbo amasịrị so o ruole mgbe anyị ga-etibaga anya na mmiri mara ihe na-eme.
Odoziakụ, ọ bụrụ na ị na-anya na ya bụ atụmatụ okwu ikwuru, ọ dịghị ka ọ bụ ndị gọvanọ ka a ga-atakwa n'ụta na ya bụ ihe maka na onye chọrọ ọnụ agbanyere ya.
Eziokwu ka e kwuru too handsome. Ọ bụrụ na ndị gọvanọ na-achị anyị achị welite olu tinye ọnụ mana ọ dịghị m ka ha masị a gwara ha na a na-achọ ka enwetara ha East maka na ịma ndị IPOB bịazate taa rụzie gọọmenti nọ na East nke bụ na gọvanọ na-achị obodo kwuo okwu ndị IPOB kwuo ekweta nke ndị IPOB mana ihe ha chefuru ịghọta bụ kedu ihe kpata ndị mmadụ ji na-ehuwere ndị IPOB isi karịa ha nwa bụ ndị na-achị achị. So ha gbakpere n'akwa beso federal gọọmenti na-amaghị na a na-eche ihe a ga-eme ha. Ndị a wee si n'okpuru kpọtaziere ha ndị ga-eche ha nche wee nye ndị a ọrụ ọzọ while debere ndị gọvanọ anyị azụ n'ọrụ a ka a na-arụ ngwa na ihe eruziele ha achọpụtago maka na mbọsị m kpagharịrị ihe a emere kọọsụ m kpọrọ onye ahụ sị madam na nsị iwe mkpu maka na mbọsị ihe a ma esi m gọọmenti haus na-abata enwe m ga-ahụ na gọọmenti haus Anambra ihe a wee mee ha wee na m ki moto m sonye m na ya ekwuru okwu ka m ruo na gọọmenti haus Anambra na nsa na geeti m ga-etigide mkpu ma obi a na-apụtahụ m ga-apụ so ka m jizi ọkpa nye ihe m na ha mere nye okwu m kwuru agwa m ha ihe niile ha na-eme ndị isi wee buruzie ma mụọ tank nyere moto pụtasị madam ọ gịnị natazie ki ahụ nye m saa mba ha jide ki onye isi asị madam karịa oke gbawazere ha mba ha michi ọnụ wee buruzie moto m pọba luruzie na be m wee kpọbazie kọlụ ọ dị ka ọ dị eme ihe a gwara m madam na ha ama mana ọ wụrụgoro ha ọkịrịbere na amụ ndị gọvanọ ọgwụgwọ mistake ha mere eme na ịchụpụzie ndị amị ugbu a ekpurokwazie unknown gọọmenti ukpotezi ọ bụzie na ndị amị apụọ na ihe ejizi na-agba m sọ kakwa mma ka anyị yawe ofu maka na ndị amị ahụ na-enye unknown gọọmenti protection hapụzie ka ndị obodo enwere ike mekọta ejidewezie ha ejidewe before enwere peace na South East enwechara vigilante ha na-ezube vigilante obodo ka obodo chebe onwe ha maka na onye ajụrụ ọ ga-ajụ onwe ya chịkpọ ọchịka onye ama njụ n'onwe anyị.
Final stage of the liberation of Biafra. The world is talking about the Biafra today. We have been able to put the information, the issue of Biafra in the world global stage. We must make sure that our wrath against terrorist state of Nigeria remain invisible. Our wrath remain invisible. We will continue to deal with Nigeria, and Nigeria will not know what is dealing to them. And that is the invisible of the wrath of Biafra people. We must not have mercy on Nigeria terrorist state. I am telling you the dimension that we are entering from now is that every personnel of the Biafra Defense Force must understand that going forward, we must not have mercy on Nigeria terrorist state, nor on the enemies in our land. No mercy. As we continue to defend our land against terrorist state of Nigeria and their foot soldiers, our happiness must always be at the tip of our sword, at the tip of our mara, at the tip of our guns. That's where our happiness should lie. As we continue to defend our land against Nigeria terrorism, our heart will always know no pity. This message today is directly to any person that is involved in our security in the homeland. There will be no pity against anything Nigeria within Biafra land. our heart must know no pity. I want you to understand that our cry of war will be given for our country, Biafra, which is now finally caught in the Nigeria and British chain of slavery, decade of slavery. 11, Biafra became, our defiance will not be passed until the Biafra people and the Biafra nation are free. My fellow Biafrans, when the rest of the indigenous people in Nigeria or other ethnic group, as you may call them, and the land, they continue to hang their heads as they bow to the terrorism of the Nigeria state. We, the brave, from the land of brave, called Biafra, we, the lions and lioness of the emerging state and the United States of Biafra, believed in our chests. We have denied 1,000 pains since the amalgamation of Nigeria. But only one proud, holy thought, which is that as we approach the 2nd of December declaration of the restoration of independent state of Biafra, Biafrans, we must rise against Nigeria terrorist state. We must rise against Nigeria terrorism, against our people and our land. We must rise against the massacre of our people by the Nigeria state in Biafra land, like the revenge of the Kullervo. For many people do not understand the Kullervo concept. Kullervo dagger and melee deals high damage, very high damage size. The Kullervo size the power of treachery to slake his thirst for revenge. In Kullervo, even the kingdom cannot shelter you from your sin. If you die 10,000 deaths, and your crimes will still pursue you. That is exactly.
Yes, fellow Biafrans, now you have heard it. You have heard it yourself, and we are calling it
Biafra, Africa died, and in Biafra, Africa will rise. Today, there are movements all over Africa to liberate Africa from neocolonialism. Biafra will not be exceptional. In 2011, Biafra became a charter member of the Organization of Emerging African States. And in December 2015, the Organization of the Emerging African States called on the Nigeria government to hold a referendum on Biafra self-determination within 90 days, including the option of the total independence as the Republic of Biafra, a transitional phase of not more than 180 days. My fellow Biafrans, it may surprise a lot of people to know that this actually happened. Nigeria ignored it. In 2016, the Organization for Emerging African States repeated the call for referendum as the sponsor of the All Biafran Conference of Accra, which took place in 2016. My fellow Biafrans, in October of 2020, the Organization of Emerging African States repeated its demand for referendum on Biafra self-determination to the government of Nigeria. All these calls were ruthlessly ignored by the Nigeria state. The Organization for Emerging African States, after deliberation, has endorsed the Biafra Republic Government in Exile self-referendum on Biafra for many, many reasons. And one of those reasons, or some of those reasons, are as follows. Nigeria refused to administer or permit a third party to conduct Biafra referendum. The organization also noted that the African Charter of Human and People's Rights guarantees the right to self-determination of everyone, including Biafra. Biafra, Africa.
So Biafrans, here we are calling it a day for today. We call on you. Why we are playing this thing like this is for you to know what PM says, that we are fighting from all fronts, fighting from every dimension, making use of every dimension, fighting from all fronts, militarily, educationally, logically, spiritually, any way you know on how to fight. That is how we are fighting. And that's why when PM visited Germany the other day, he says there is no new update. Every news or every update is in the public. Today, we call it, as you know, the sea has a new challenge every now and then. You understand? And the Amy Same said, I watched a video of Koiki Media praising our PM. Yes, Koiki always. Amy Same, if you have it, then send it to try to send it to us so that we can see what he said and how to carry it up from there. You understand? And the Biafrans, we are happy serving you. We love you so much. So we are calling it a day. Why we are praying this thing like this is for you to see how it is being fight from all dimension. Spiritually, you see it there that the Nigerian people will stay there. They will not know who is fighting them. But we reveal to you that during Psalm 56, 7,500 Biafran dead warriors arose in Biafran land. So this fight is being fought by all corner. And any other person that is not understanding what is happening today, be you a pastor, be you evangelist, be you reverend father, be you reverend sister, you should understand that you are one of those. Leopardo the Belgian says, teach them how to read and how to write, but don't teach them how to think and how to ask questions. But we have stood up and we will begin to ask questions. That's why here Biafra is the light of Africa, and they do everything to make sure you join what is really happening. So Biafrans,
in Biafra, Africa died, and in Biafra, Africa will rise. Today, there are movements all over Africa to liberate Africa from neocolonialism. Biafra all over Africa to liberate Africa from neocolonialism. Biafra.
You understand? And here we have to say goodbye for now. We stop because of time, not because what we can do has finished. Asabis, Udoka, 555 Vision, more grace to you, sir. And you also watching from Lagos. I love Carry-go, bros. Thank you so much. Biafrans, we call it a day. And this is the news we come to bring. This is everything, everybody have known it. If you are not following, this is how it is. Tomorrow we may return again with the extra news. But don't forget, if you watch the picture, if you watch this picture, you will see Trump in that place. If you see Trump in that place, then you should also remember that a Trump, Biafra is the Biafrans endorse Trump. Number one people to endorse Trump in his campaign. You understand? And if you know, you know. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. You understand? And that is how we have to close today. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. And remember one thing, very, very important. That they were trying to kill Trump is because of you. Trump come to save. Trump is a multi-millionaire. that Ohaneze Ndi Igbo and the Eastern elite, governors and the senators place the bounty on PM is because of you. That Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is still, Simon Eba, you see him, they are jealous of him. They said, look how comfortable he is staying in Finland. But he is having sleepless night today because of you. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu live in London comfortably, but today inside the DSA dungeon using one cloth because of you. So connect the dots. Then you tell yourself the truth. And if you tell yourself the truth, then you will find a reason on the reason why you must come and support this movement. Financially, because Biafra has a lot of warriors. They have soldiers. They are not looking for soldiers. They need money to finance the liberation of your own life. So, Okechukwu, thank you. Ogochukwu, thank you. Eyes of the gods. Hey, yeah, eyes of the gods. Thank you. I have not read your this thing before. Eyes of the gods. Only this your name. Ego eye. Thank you so much. This is a spiritual name. Eyes of the gods. Thank you. And we love you all. We call it a day. If you have not subscribed to 555 Vision, subscribe. This is how we